Hi, I'm Mark Marshall and I work for Sandula Conservation. Sandula Conservation is a company that also rehabilitates animals. We catch animals, we help them, we help the plants, but part of our job is actually going to people's houses to catch snakes, all right? They'll phone you any time of the day saying, please come, we've got a big snake on a couch, in the toilet, in the bathroom, anyway, we go out and we catch them. But this little guy over here is a common little snake that we catch. Don't know if you can see him. He is tiny and he's probably only about a month and a half old. He is called a puff adder. Now puff adders, as we know, are very big, but these little ones are teeny tiny, and the reason why is the mother does not lay eggs. She actually gives birth to them one after the other, about 30 or so at a time. And you can see they come out looking just like this, but they're in a little sack, and the sack pops open and boom, they wiggle out. They sit for a few minutes just learning how to breathe oxygen for the first time, and then they just wiggle off and do their own thing. This little one is cold at the moment. That's why it's so calm and relaxed. But believe me, these little guys can be dangerous. I always tell everybody, remember, golden rule, never ever pick up a brown caterpillar, because these guys look like little caterpillars, and you pick them up and boom, he gives you a bite. And they are venomous. They are a little bit nasty, so if they bite you, you're going to get sore. You might not die from a bite from a little one like this, but certainly you're going to be in a lot of problems, because it's going to be very, very painful. It's a tissue destroying venom, and that's not very nice. So that's why I stay away from them. But caterpillars, 3 people got bitten last year because they thought they were caterpillars, and they just pick them up, boom, and they bite. Also, the way they move, puff adders are amazing. I'm going to show you this little guy here. I'm going to try and just get him to wake up a little bit. Remember, I said he's cold, so he's really still and relaxed. Now I'm going to try and see if he's going to crawl around. There you go. Look at that crawling. He looks like he's crawling like a little caterpillar. And that's what makes everybody think they are. And then they pick them up and get bitten. All these guys want to do is stay away from people, especially at this size. Even though they are dangerous at this size, they are victim to a lot of predation. Birds like to eat them, mongoose like to eat them, and sometimes even big bullfrogs can eat a baby puff adder. So that's why they've got to avoid everything, and every now and then eat the odd little lizard or gecko when they're babies, and then when they get bigger, they can obviously eat much larger food like rats and mice. But this little guy, only a month and a half old. This is the time of year where the females give birth to little babies like this little one. And this guy, as you can see him now, he's going to crawl away to try and hide under here. As I said earlier, they want to hide. They don't want to be seen. And if they have to be seen or hurt, they will bite. They will only eat like once a month. They won't eat a lot. Everyone thinks they eat so much, but very, very little bit, all a little bit at a time, and they will grow nicely. This one will only double its size, about that big, in about a year's time. So it's going to grow very, very slowly. So the golden rule, don't pick up little baby brown caterpillars. I'm going to put this little one away, and then I'm going to take out a bigger one. Okay, this one is a lot larger than the little baby we saw, and it's small for a puff adder, because sometimes they can get very big. This one's a medium-sized one. You can see she's a girl. Got a very, very small tail, short tail. She's a girl, but she's curious at the moment because she wants to see what's going on. She's flicking her tongue. She can see me moving, and that means, hey, there's something here. Stay away. Don't make it come close to me. Don't let it see me. I am hiding from him, because these snakes really don't want to bite you. Can you believe it? It's a venomous snake, but it's by no means a snake that wants to attack you, chase you, or bite you. I mean, look at her. She's just curious, looking what's going on. I have a hook stick over here just to handle her, because the golden rule is never grab them with your hands, because they can bite, okay? And a bite is obviously not bad, not too good for you. Now, let's see what she does. I'm going to position her a little bit away to make her not feel so vulnerable. There you go. Go back down. I want her to huddle into the bottom of this log to feel a little bit more safe. There you go. Okay. Now I'm going to come around and I'm going to show you what puff adders do when they are a little bit scared, where they realize something is a bit different to usual. Okay. Alright. Now I'm just going to move her to the side. I know she wants to keep on climbing up to the top, but I'm going to push her right to the side and see where she goes. Did you notice she's not attacking me? She's actually crawling through the other side of the logs. Come on, go back. Do you hear her puffing? The reason why she's puffing is because she's a little bit vulnerable at the moment. Come on, I've got to figure out where she is, where she's going. Her head's popped out here. I actually want her to come out more because what is she doing? She's hiding away now. Okay. Let me just move her out. Come on, girl. And there she is again. Perfect. Okay. Now, I know she wants to hide because she's a little bit scared of the situation. She doesn't know. She's not used to this. Wild animals obviously aren't prepared for this kind of thing. So that's why she's a bit vulnerable. But I'm going to see what she's going to do once she's settled, like right now. If I go up to her, let's see what she does. She gives a little hiss, a little puff. I'm going to step back. I'm going to carry on. She goes a little bit louder. That is because she's warning me. She's saying, hey, you got a bit close to me. I'm a bit vulnerable now, so I'm giving you that warning. If I take note of the warning, I will run away. And then she's happy. She can't disturb anybody, and she won't get disturbed. But I'm not going to listen to her. I'm going to go a bit further. And she hisses even more. Okay, once more. And then I touch her. And she carries on hissing. But did you notice? Did she try and bite me? Not at all. They do not want to bite you. They only want to bite you if you actually grab them or you hurt them. Now, everybody tells stories of how these snakes wait for you in a path and you walk past and all of a sudden they lunge out and bite you on your leg or your foot. Listen to this story. You walking along, the snake is sitting waiting for food. It's so lazy, it's not going to go looking for food. Food must come to him. So he's going to sit waiting in the path, and anything that walks past, he's going to strike out and try and bite. Unfortunately, that is your little foot. So that's why it's a mistaken bite. It really doesn't want to bite you, but it thinks you're food. So that is why when you're walking in a bush like that, take a stick, whack it in front of you, and if it is there, the snake will lunge out, realize he's made a mistake, and he will crawl away. Now, in a normal path, if the snake sees you and knows you're not food and knows you're coming along, she's going to do this. She's going to just start giving a hiss and saying, hear it a little bit close to me. You look at that warning and you go, hear it, and you go, oh, thank you for warning me. Turn around and just walk on like that. The snake will never attack you. That's why they puff. They puff to warn you. Once you get that warning, nose, don't go and grab it or anything like that. And a lot of people get bitten because they grab the snake. If it's in the middle of the bush in a path, there's no need to actually remove it. Just walk around and the snake will go on its own way. Now, how do they eat? A lot of people think they eat every day. This one will probably eat twice a month, maybe once a month. And in the cold months, hardly ever at all. And the first behavior that they actually do is they roll up into a tight little ball underneath some leaf litter under a tree. And they can stay like that for a good 3 or 4 months because it's too cold for them to cruise around, to eat. They're not really worried. That puff adder you can step on and it won't even move. It won't even make a single sound, won't even bite you. Okay, after that, when it warms up again, it's going to sit in the sun for a while, bask a bit, get warm, and then go looking for food. Okay, Now, they have two very big fangs about that long in the front of their mouth. They are hinged in the mouth because they are too long to actually stick out. When he wants to bite, he brings them forward like that, and then he bites. Their fangs fall out almost every month. They get new fangs that replace the old ones. So remember, everyone thinks, oh, pull the fangs out. The fangs replace themselves and grow back, okay? But you can see her now. She's actually quite happy with me, sitting here talking away. She is one of the Africa's most dangerous snakes because she's a puff adder, a highly venomous snake. Yet look at her, she does not want to actually attack me. But if I go into her little space, what is she gonna do? Let's see. Gonna react. Alright, so stay away from them. They puff for a reason, to give you a good warning, but they really don't want to hurt you. Thanks. There's so many stories on puff adders. Some are true, most are actually completely false. They'll swim up to you to chase you and then bite you. That is not true. It is time for Mythbusters. There's so many stories on puff adders. Some are true, most are actually completely false. The first one, puff adders lay a big clutch of eggs and they wrap around them to keep their eggs warm all the time. That is not true. They do have eggs inside their tummy. The eggs hatch in the mother. They grow big until properly form little babies, and then she gives birth to them. Does she huddle around them to keep them warm? No. They just acclimatize to what's going on. They're breathing oxygen for the first time, and then they just crawl away. Myth number 2. Puff adders die after they have babies. This little girl gave birth to 18 babies about a year ago. She is still very alive, so nope, that is not true. Myth 3. Puff adders will see you in the water swimming in a dam or a lake. They'll swim up to you to chase you and then bite you. That is not true. They swim, they like swimming, but sometimes the place is a little bit big for them. They get tired, they need a place to sit, and they see you swimming. They think you're a floating log or something like that, and they actually do come to you to actually rest. They don't come to you to actually attack you. Myth number 4. Puff adders, after they've given birth, their babies come and suckle from their mummies. That is nonsense. They don't do that. These little guys give birth to their babies, and the reason why that has actually made headlines a long time ago was because there was a picture of a puff adder laying down with all the babies suckling from her from the side. That's nonsense. Somebody actually took the puff adder who had actually died, and they took the babies which had also died because they were inside the mother when she died, and they laid them next to her like that. So everybody thought that she was actually suckling the babies. So it is not true. Once the babies are born, they do their own thing. They know exactly how to be snakes. Myth number 5. Puff adders only come out during the daytime. Nighttime, they go to bed, go to sleep, and they don't bug you at nighttime. That is nonsense. Puff adders are active during the day and at nighttime, and really like nighttime because on hot days, it's maybe a bit too hot for them to cruise around, so they save it for nighttime when it's a little bit cooler. So they don't care if it's daytime or nighttime. They're going to be very active. Problem with it is that it's a very angry puff adder. Look how slowly he's going, investigating his new environment, tongue flicking, picking up all different smells and scents, and realizing it's quite safe now. And there he goes, into the bush. Once I've got the snakes, I've got to do something with them. So I have to release them. And this is a fantastic reserve to release puff adders because it's got grass, it's got coastal, it's got thickets, it's got forests, it's got everything. So that's why I come out to this reserve with all my puff adders and I release them all in one go. Beautiful, right? Unfortunately, not due to their fault. Puff adders are found in people's houses, in their gardens, crossing the road. They get a very bad part because cars bump them over in the street, or they get hold of a person's dog. A dog sees them, attacks them, and it always ends up in a bad situation. This little puff adder over here, a few weeks ago, was in a big fight with a dog. Unfortunately, the dog did get bitten, but so did the puff adder. The dog was taken to the vet. I was called to come look for the snake. The dog survived, which was great. Okay, but this little one, unfortunately, had a few bites and had a very sore back afterwards, and I had to rehabilitate it and basically give it something to eat, give him some time to recuperate, and now it's perfect time to relax. I've got to always weigh up the chances of their survival, and this one showed me it wants to live, which was great, but I also know if I kept it for any longer, the stress of being in captivity will actually be worse than releasing it. So that's why I've chosen today to actually release it. It has still a little bit of a neck injury, but that'll heal over time. It'll do much better being released than in a cage at home. So this is him. I'm just going to scoop him off into the bush over there just to let him carry on his life. He's very calm, as you can see. There you go. A little bit of encouragement and voila. And there he goes into the bush like that. Okay, the reason why it's so calm is because it's used to me working with it, and also it's treatment, and it's very cold day today, and that's why he's a little bit relaxed because he's used to me, but he's going to be very happy where he is, so he can go. This puff adder is a wild one, but the problem with it is that it's a very angry puff adder. Some reason it was also in a dog fight, but nobody got hurt. I got there in time, managed to catch him before he could injure the dog, and the people actually took the dog away and knocked it up, so there's no problem, but he's still in a very bad mood. And once they realize that they're going to be set free, they behave very differently. So this one's going to be quite vocal, quite active, but I'm just going to take it out and show you. Come on. It's actually behaving quite nicely. All right. Actually very calm considering what it was like earlier. Notice the snake is facing me, always with its head ready to strike at me if I cause any problems. Now it starts puffing because it realizes it's vulnerable, and I'm going to edge it away, encourage it to go this direction, away from me and everyone, and there he goes into the bush and scurries away very fast. Remember, they want to get away, they don't want to stay around, they just want to escape. And you can see him crawling along in the bush. There he goes. And this is a great reserve for them because there's a lot of food, there's lots of rats and mice here, and there's good shelter for him and very good protection. And that to me is fantastic because in a residential area, no good for him. But now in the wild here, he's going to be left alone. Also, these little baby puff adders over here that I showed you earlier, I'm going to release them because they too were caught in people's houses. Now there's 2 of them and they were caught on different occasions and they're babies, which shows that they are having babies this time of year. Alright, so these are obviously only just a month and a half old. I'm going to take them out one by one and you can have a good look at them. Boom, there they are there. Okay, now this little one's going to crawl out. And everyone thinks, Bob, the big puff adders are released in this reserve too. That is fine, because they do not eat each other. In fact, only baby puff adders can occasionally eat another puff adder. But big ones, they don't care. There's enough food around for all of them. Look how camouflaged that is. Let me just have a look. I'm going to put the lid on this one in the meantime and just watch where this little one goes. I mean, think about it. You're walking along and you can't even see the little guy. Look how camouflaged that is. So small and so unstressed, because look, he's not even upset or huffing or puffing. He's just carrying on. Look how slowly he's going, investigating his new environment, tongue flicking, picking up all different smells and scents, and realizing it's quite safe now. He's having a look at a brand new environment. Can't believe it, there's no problems here. I'm just going to touch him to encourage him to move off a little bit faster. There you go. Okay. I'm just going to release him this side because I don't want him to go the side of the path where people walk. There he goes. Look at that. In the leaf litter. Totally camouflaged. Okay, I'm going to go a bit deeper because I'm going to release the other one and I don't want to interfere with this little one. There he goes. Okay, the next little one. Now, another story. They're beautiful and cute, but you don't touch them with your hands because they can bite you still. Even at this size, they are a little bit bad. There you go. Look at that. He looks like a piece of bark. Can't even see him. That is so cool. What, I'm just going to nudge him just to make him stretch out and start crawling around. And there he goes. Look at that. And let's hope he'll live a good 20 years in this environment, away from anybody and any disturbances. He's actually huddled up in this bush here because he thinks that's safe. I'm going to expose him. There he goes. A little bit deeper. There you go. Perfect. Perfect. People can walk past. He's not going to interfere with them because he's going to be far gone before anybody walks past in this reserve. And even if so, he's not going to jump out and attack them. Great. I'm Mark Marshall. Thank you for watching. Catch me on the next episodes.